I am Atir Maher, your module leader. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the world of learning new concepts and current trends, so let's start. Hello and welcome, SWE4304 students. If you're ready to turn your database design into a fully functional system, well, you're in exactly the right place. Think of this as your step-by-step guide for nailing assignment 2, so you can submit your work feeling totally confident. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to make sure we're all on the same page about the core task. Then, we'll look at how to actually build your submission. After that, we dive into the nitty-gritty, the SQL requirements. We'll also talk about academic integrity, which is super important. And finally, we'll cover how to finish strong with a great reflection and a final checklist. Right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Understanding the Task. This is all about getting the context right. We need to be crystal clear on what this assignment is, what it isn't, and the scenario you're working with. Let's start with the absolute essentials. The deadline is Sunday, the 10th of May. And listen, this one's a big deal. It's worth a full 50% of your module grade. You'll submit a single Word doc through Canvas. And a huge heads up on the AI policy. It is strictly Category A. That means no generative AI is allowed. At its heart, your job is to build the database and then provide solid proof that it works just like it's supposed to. Now, it is so important to get this next bit. Assignment 1 was the blueprint, right? You did all the thinking, the analysis, the modeling, the normalization. Assignment 2 is the build stage. You're not redesigning a thing. You are taking that blueprint you already created and bringing it to life with SQL. The focus here is all on implementation and testing. And the world you're building for is a car rental company. Your mission is to implement a really solid working database that manages everything they do. We're talking tracking cars, managing bookings, handling hire and return dates, costs, the whole shebang. And it should all be based on that design you finalized in Assignment 1. All right, let's talk about how all this work turns into your final submission. In this section, we're going to break down exactly what you need to hand in, and just as importantly, the best workflow to follow so you're not scrambling at the last minute. Look, your submission has to be super organized. You want to make it easy for the market to find everything and see how great your work is. This slide has the full list. A properly structured Word report, screenshots of both the SQL command and its result for every single task, your scripts in a zip file, proper referencing, and of course the declarations. A tidy submission just screams professionalism. If you remember one thing, let it be this. This is the core loop for pretty much every technical task. You implement the code, you run it to show it works, you take a screenshot of both the command and the output, and then you just add a quick sentence explaining it. That's the formula. Evidence and clarity. That is what's going to drive your marks up. Trust me, you'll want to follow a logical order to avoid headaches later. Start with your foundation, the tables and constraints. Then get some data in there. Once you have data, you can build and test your reports, views, and automation. Save security for last. And here's a pro tip. Before you take your final screenshots, test your entire script from top to bottom on a clean, empty database. A clean build will save you from so many avoidable fails. Okay, here we go. We're now at the technical heart of the assignment. This section is all about the specific SQL tasks you've got to do, from 2A all the way to 2H. We'll cover what you need to implement, test, and show evidence for in your report. Right, let's talk about your sample data. This is so crucial. It's not enough to just have some data, you need the right data. It has to be realistic and, more importantly, it needs to be enough so that when you run your reports, tasks 2B to 2E, they actually show something meaningful. Empty results are a huge red flag, so make sure your data makes your queries provable. These 4 business reports are absolutely non-negotiable. For every single one, your submission needs a clear screenshot of the SQL query you wrote right next to a screenshot of the results it produced. And those outputs have to run without errors and show clear, readable information that actually answers the question. So beyond those reports, you've got these other key implementation tasks. And the rule is exactly the same. Whether you're creating tables, automating updates, or setting up security, you have to show us the code. Show the create table or create view statement, and then provide the proof that it worked and did what it was supposed to do. For automation, that means showing a clear before and after test. For security, show us the grant statements and prove they actually work. Okay, let's shift gears to a topic that is every bit as important as your SQL skills, integrity. This is all about proving that the work is yours and that you genuinely understand what you've built. Before you even think about submitting, I want you to ask yourself this one simple Powerful question. If your tutor asked you to do a live walkthrough of your database tomorrow, could you do it? Could you explain every single line of code, justify every constraint, and explain your query logic? The only acceptable answer is yes. The message here really could not be clearer. Only submit work that is 100% yours, work that you can stand up and explain from start to finish. Be ready to talk about your schema, defend your data choices, and demonstrate exactly how your automation and security measures actually protect the data. These rules are not flexible. They are absolute. Category A means no AI for writing your code or your report. Your Turnitin score has to stay under 20%, and you only get 3 checks, so make them count. And please, remember this. An academic integrity issue can mean a failing grade, no matter how perfectly your database runs. And finally, let's talk about how to really push for those top marks. A technically solid submission is great, but a powerful reflection and a thorough final check can elevate it to excellent. This is how you finish strong. For the first reflection, it's about your learning. But don't just say, I learned DDL. That's too generic. Say something specific, like, I learned how to implement a composite primary key to ensure each rental booking is unique, as you can see in Figure 2. You have to connect what you learned directly to the evidence you've already provided in your report. Now, this is where you get to show off your problem-solving skills. Talk about a real, specific problem you hit, maybe a tricky foreign key error or a query that just wouldn't return the right data. Explain what caused it, show exactly what you did to fix it, and, this is key, explain how you tested the fix to prove it worked. Just a quick reminder, please use this guide as support, not as a substitute for the official documents. Your #1 source of truth is always the assignment brief and any instructions provided on Canvas by your module leader, Athir Mahir. And here it is, your final quality check. Before you submit, go through this list, line by line. Has every single task from 2A to 2H been fully evidenced? Are your scripts zipped up neatly? Is your Turnitin score in the green? If you can tick off every single item on this list, then you are absolutely ready to submit with confidence. Good luck!